Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 2 of the summer semester. I hope you're all doing really well. I'm in the process of grading I'm recording this on Saturday. I'm in the process of grading your first analysis papers. So far, from what I've seen, they look really good. So keep up the good work. Make sure you read the notes that I put in along with your grade, so that in case you are doing anything incorrectly or need tips on something, you'll know why I posted your grade the way it did. So far, I'm seeing a lot of good papers, so just keep up the good work and take any criticism and use it to improve for the rest of the summer semester. So for this week, for week 2, you'll be in charge of reading the portions of chapters, wait, hold on, I already forgot. Chapters 3 and 4. Make sure you look at the module schedule for within the syllabus tab on Blackboard, because if you haven't looked at it already, it'll tell you what page numbers to read for both of those chapters and for the rest of the semester. Very rarely do I assign full chapters because these are really long. It's a lot of reading, and frankly, a lot of it is just stuff that you don't necessarily need to know about. Feel free to read more of the textbook if you want, but in the schedule, the module schedule, you'll see which pages you're in charge of reading for this week. So there's a portion of chapter 3 that you'll need to read, and it mostly just talks about like colonial life. It talks about colonial women and the population explosion of the early American colonies. It talks about race-based slavery, and that's a particularly important thing to read, is the part on slavery. And I point that out because in the context of recent events with Black Lives Matter and different protests and stuff that are happening around the country, it's never been more evident in modern times, in recent years, that we're dealing with systemic racism and things from the past, from American history, that continually haunt us. There's just a really weird racial dynamic baked into the fabric of American culture, and reading about race-based slavery, I think, is a good way to start investigating that. You're just reading that section of chapter 3, you're automatically going to be more informed than most Americans are about race and the history of race in America. So make sure you read that portion. And then in chapter 4, we start talking about the lead up to the American Revolution, which is where we finally get American history, like United States history. This class is history of the United States. So we're finally going to get the United States next week. But your readings from chapter 4 will help set the table for like why we decided to throw a revolution. And make sure you read that pretty carefully. That section's not very long. It's only a few pages. For the quiz for Module 2, it's still only 10 questions. The first 5 questions will be from the readings for Chapter 3. And then the second half of the quiz will be from Chapter 4. So 5 questions for Chapter 3, 5 questions for Chapter 4. So please make sure that you do the readings and that you read only the assigned pages. Otherwise, you're going to be reading like all week. So only do the assigned readings, and you're only going to be quizzed on those assigned readings. Very shortly, I'm going to put up the analysis paper. Again, keep up the good work with those, you guys. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Make sure you cite your sources, and you're going to do well using the documents and citing your sources to make a good argument. You're going to do really well going forward. So I'm not worried about most of you. If you have any questions, let me know. Send me an email. Or you can reach out to me on Microsoft Teams during my office hours. Trying to think what else you need to know. I think that's it. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And then next week we will throw our revolution. We're going to get our party on. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys, have a good week.